Hello, everybody. What a ghoulish scene we have here. Actually, we're in complete freaking dark because I did not give myself enough time to get out to the shooting location and be able to shoot some B-roll and a good opening clip. So this is what you've got right now. So I am sitting here next to a lake in the dark with my headlamp pointed down at my nose. You know what? Let's try something here. Sometimes on this SL2, if I'm not careful, I'll get really bad banding. Let's see. Oh, there we go. So that's not creepy at all and blinding. If a wild animal comes up out here, I'm gonna be dead meat. So, but hey, I'm back. It's been a really long time, guys. I am so sorry that I haven't gone this long. 2020, you have been a complete and utter bitch of a year. Let me tell. I'm sure everyone out who sees this video has their own 2020 or many 2020 stories going on, right now or in the last few months. It's just been a crazy just crapshoot of a year. So I'm trying to think. The last time I put out a video, what was it? It was about mid-April, I think, is the last time that I put a video out. So I'm finally back out at it, and as you guys can tell, it is really dark out here, and the only reason that I would be out in the dark shooting photography, you guessed it, I'm doing astrophotography. I've done it a few times on this channel, 3 or 4 times on this channel, and it's something I enjoy. It's a challenge, and I really want to try to get better at it. So that is what we're doing out here today. I'll dive into that in a few minutes here, but right now it is really too dark to be having this conversation out here, so we are just going to pop into the future really quick and pop into my apartment and sit by my desk, and I want to give you guys an update on everything that has been going on with me before we talk about this shoot out here tonight. Okay, so we are back in my apartment, very sleep deprived. It's the next morning. We'll jump back in time and you guys will actually see the rest of the photo shoot here in a few minutes. But right now, it's like my 4th glass of iced tea this morning. I am so sleep deprived, it's not even funny. But like I said, out in the field, I think this would be a better place to have a little catch-up session than out in the middle of the dark where I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes and possibly hearing things out in the bush. Spoiler alert, I did see a giant raccoon out there, which I was not able to film. But it did freak me out for a little bit because I didn't know what it was until I actually saw it. Once I saw it was a raccoon, I was just like, oh, okay, not a big deal. But at the time, couldn't see what it was. So anyway, what do we want to talk about? A lot of things have happened in the 3 months since I've done a video out in the field. I know I did that Lightroom tutorial series, which, I think a few people did enjoy. I got some decent feedback on those. I hope you enjoyed those videos, guys. But yeah, it's been probably almost 3 months since I've done a video out in the field. My last video out in the field was on my 30th birthday, the day before Colorado governor instituted the stay-at-home order, where everybody had to stay home. And then, let's see, that expired at the end of April, where we transitioned to safer at home versus stay at home. So people were still encouraged to spend as much time as they could in their homes. They weren't, under any kind of lockdown or anything. So that was nutty. And then, my day job, I've mentioned this several times on the channel. I work as a photojournalist for the local NBC station. Just non-stop, whether it was I can't we can't call it by its real name right now. Apparently YouTube videos are getting flagged if you talk about the situation by its real name. So what do we want to call it? Let's call it the Purple Monkey Syndrome. That's a fun name. Purple Monkey Syndrome. Let's call it that. So just lots of stories about the Purple Monkey Syndrome, how people were dealing with it, how they were coping with it, all those sorts of things. And so that was, story after story after story. And then, as you guys know, we've had the protests going on around the country here in the United States, and Colorado Springs has been no exceptions. We've been out covering those day in and day out. Every day that I've been working, I've been covering the protests, with very few exceptions. So it's a crazy time to be living in America. There's a lot of change that's happening. I'm not going to get political on this channel. That's not what this channel's for. We're here to talk about photography and enjoy photography exploration. So I'm not going to get political, but I will say a lot of change is happening right now. So yeah, that has been all that, the stay-at-home order, and then all the stuff I had to do with work. I really didn't have time to go out and do any kind of photography videos. We were still allowed to go out on the trails and open spaces and get outdoor exercise, which was great. But the downside of that has been everybody has been swarming some of my favorite locations to get out. And, as somebody who is very conscious about how the Purple Monkey Syndrome is still a very, very hot thing, it hasn't ended. People have been getting out and getting back to work on all these things, and, they kind of think that it's over. It's not over, guys. But I made the conscious decision to stay inside and protect myself and anybody else I would come into contact with from contracting Purple Monkey Syndrome. So, that has been pretty rough. I've been trying to figure out how to keep my sanity intact. I've played more video games in the last 3 months than I have in probably the last 5 years. I've read more books than ever. It's actually been really nice. The local library here, I could still use their online services and download ebooks and audiobooks and read them and listen to them on my phone, and that's been great. As I kind of hinted at in that video where I was making fun of myself during quarantine, I've actually been okay, as far as staying at home. I'm very introverted. I don't really enjoy, big group activities. So really staying at home and doing, kind of, I don't want to say loner or hermit things, but, just doing things to keep my mind engaged, like reading or playing video games or anything like that, that hasn't bothered me in the slightest. Another big reason that I haven't been really going out and doing any videos is I also had a few things shift around in my personal life. I think I mentioned on this channel a couple times I was in a relationship, and back in May, that 2.5-year relationship ended. And that was kind of, I'm not really going to, it's a very personal thing, so I'm not really going to get into it all that much, but having something like that end, it does mess with you. So I just also decided I needed to take the time and just not worry about anything, just relax, and not really try to force myself to put out any kind of content when mentally I might not be in the best place. So that happened. So yeah, I think that sums up everything. It's probably not as coherent as I was hoping to make this little catch-up of what's been going on with me. But, a lot of stuff going on, just a lot of things. It's been a crazy 3 months, guys. 2020 is definitely, it should be known as the year that needs a mulligan. I've had a lot of plans fall through, a lot of travel, like everybody, I had a lot of travel plans fall through. I was planning to go to Iceland this year. I just this morning, while recording this little catch up for you guys, finally got Iceland Air to respond to my cancellation request, and I got a travel credit, which is good for 3 years, which is awesome. So I still plan on going to Iceland sometime in the future. It's just not going to be this year. It might not be next year either, because again, Purple Monkey Syndrome doesn't have any kind of cure or vaccine right now. So gotta keep that in mind. But hopefully down the line, again, 3-year travel credit, I think we'll be all right with that. So I've just really been looking at a few more very close to home, local ideas. Trying to come up with some different, maybe getting out into getting out into the backcountry and doing more camping and overnight camping, mostly to get away from the crowds, because like I said, the crowds have been insane. Just to give you guys a quick example, I know this little catch-up's running really long and we need to get back out in the field, but Lake Pueblo State Park has shut down 2 or 3 times now because it's been overcrowded. And a local waterfall up the road, North Cheyenne Canyon, people have been swarming that, and police officers have been having to ticket people because they're parking illegally. So all of these like really beautiful local spaces are getting swarmed. And again, not knocking anybody for wanting to go out and enjoy nature. I think that's a good thing. My big concern is, again, Purple Monkey Syndrome. And also, I'm really worried about, all these people are getting outside. It's my big concern is, are they taking care of, are they packing out what they pack in? Are they taking care and respecting nature? It makes me really unhappy. So I've been having to push farther in, which also is a whole other thing. I know, guys, I'm waffling on here, so I'm gonna wrap this up here. Hopefully, most of my incoherent speech you guys have been able to parse apart. So, iced tea. There is one other thing I want to talk to you guys about, and it is related to what I am doing once we jump back out into the field with astrophotography, and that is this guy. I have been wanting to get a lens like this for quite some time, so I can start doing more star photography and doing more astro Milky Way photography. This is a Samyang 14mm, pull the hood off here, 14mm ultra wide angle f2.8 lens. I've been wanting to get a lens like this for a very, very long time, specifically to do astrophotography. And this lens is great for astrophotography because it has, it's a super wide angle, so you can get more of the night sky in, get more of the Milky Way in. And number 2, it can open up to an f.2, f2.8 aperture. I'll just kind of show you guys right here. I don't know if the camera will focus on that. There we go. You can see right there the aperture marks on the control ring there. And I'm not going to really talk about specifics in this too much. I know people get confused, what's the difference between a Samyang 14mm and a Rokinon 15mm, because you see it online, they look virtually identical. So, I'll tell you guys right now, there is zero difference. It is the same lens, it's the same build, it's the same optics. It's just depending on where you buy it from, what part of the country you buy it from. It's either marketed as Samyang or Rokinon, but it's the exact same lens. B&H sells both brands, so you can pick it up on there. You can also pick it up on Amazon, although I prefer B&H when it comes to my photo equipment because B&H is a certified seller of photography equipment. But just really quickly, really great lens for astrophotography. Nice wide lens right there, nice wide aperture. It's a completely manual lens, which is a little bit of a challenge. It has no electronic communication with the camera, so you have to control everything on the lens itself, like I was showing you guys here. I'll come back in and show you guys. You've got the manual aperture ring right there, so you can click it and it goes to different apertures, and then you've got the manual zoom, or sorry, not zoom. It's a fixed focal length. So it's a manual focus, and to be perfectly honest, I know that might turn off a lot of people who prefer to have automatic. Let's get focused on my face again. There we go. That might turn off some people who want to have a lens that they can control through the camera, with autofocus and electronic control of the aperture. But I will tell you guys, this lens is perfect for astrophotography because with astrophotography, you need to be as manual as possible. It's nigh impossible to focus on the stars at night with autofocus. I know maybe some of the more advanced mirrorless cameras like the Sony cameras actually do a decent job of autofocusing on the stars, But Canon DSLRs and Nikon DSLRs, I'll forget about it. I don't know if the EOS R or the Z7, Z6 can autofocus on stars, but I wouldn't want to bet money on it. So you really do a lot of manual control when you are doing star photography. So that was the whole reason I bought this guy. I think I paid $280 on B&H after tax, and just a good lens to get out there and start doing more night photography. And the big reason I want to get into night photography is because I think it's a good way to challenge myself with something different, something I've really been interested in for a long time, and B, it also helped me avoid the crowds, because hopefully not as many people are out at night, so I can avoid Purple Monkey Syndrome. Are you all tired of hearing about Purple Monkey Syndrome? I'm kind of tired of saying Purple Monkey Syndrome, but it's funny, and we're going to keep using it. So that is this guy, my brand new lens. I'm excited to get out and do more stuff with this. So I think that's enough talking from the desk here. I think we need to get back out in the field, and let's finish up the rest of this vlog and drink more iced tea. Alright guys, so once again with the ghoulish appearance, I do apologize for that. It is impossible to vlog in the dark. We got a Milky Way shot. It's not the shot that I had planned out and spent all that time setting up. I had to make a quick adjustment because the Milky Way is still not quite where I wanted it lined up. But I was an idiot and forgot my spare battery for my 7D Mark II. It's back at home sitting on the charging station. So I had to make a quick adjustment, and I got a Milky Way shot, and I did some light painting to light up the foreground. So I'm going to combine those two shots in Photoshop, and through the magic of editing, you are going to see that here in a few seconds. I am going to pack up because I am hearing a lot of weird noises out here, and I'll check back in with you guys from my car. So here's the shot. Alright guys, well there you go. We got the shot. It's not the shot that I had envisioned for tonight, but that's what happens when you forget an important piece of gear. I was really just having some fun with that new lens tonight, trying to do some star trails and some time lapses, which, I don't really think worked out very well because of just how long it was taking the Milky Way to get to that one position. I really should have probably just waited in my car for it to get to that where it would have made for a good time lapse. But you know what? It's learn and get better. That's the whole point of getting more serious about doing astrophotography. Is to it's something I enjoy, like I've said, and it's challenging, and I want to get better at it because I really enjoy seeing good Milky Way photos. I think they're some of the best photos out there. No offense to any other landscape photographers out there. You're all good. You're all really good. Okay, I'm starting to run on here a little bit, but yeah. So again, guys, sorry for that long, drawn out. Talking about what's been going on the last 2.5, 3 months of my life. But I've been off of YouTube for a while, so I just wanted to bring you guys up to speed. And again, thank you to everybody who has stuck around. I really appreciate it. I have a very tiny, it's not even a gap in between the fingers audience. So those of you that stick around and enjoy my videos, I really appreciate it. And I am not sure what I'm not sure what's going to be happening the rest of this year. I do have a trip out to Black Canyon of the Gunnison booked for a couple weeks from now. I know that the national parks are starting to open up again, and I've got a couple of ideas for some shots out there. No Milky Way photography because I was an idiot and booked it during a full moon. So that was another whoops on my part. Can you tell I'm out of practice? But I think it's a place that I've been wanting to check out, and I'm pretty excited to see what photos we can get there. And then, yeah, I honestly have no idea what's going to happen the rest of this year. everything is just, any plans that you ever had, they are out the window, and we're improvising. So I don't know what my upload schedule is going to be. It's not going to be weekly, but I'll get them out when I can. So stick with me, guys. I truly appreciate it. And I think I'm going to sign off here because it is 12:30 or somewhere close to that. Let me check my phone. Yeah, it's 12:34, and I've got an hour and a half drive back, and I've got a new cat that doesn't like to let me sleep. So I need to get a few hours of sleep at least. So, although I am feeling pretty good after getting that Milky Way photo. So, all right, no more talking. I got a long drive ahead of me. The usual spiel, guys. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribed if you're new to this channel. And, like I've been rambling on, not sure when my next video is going to be, but make sure to stay tuned for that. And until next time, guys, I will see you out on the trail. It's been a really long time since I've said that.